WOCA.
Ocala.
Professor Gadget is in the studio. Right now you can see both of us and Robin. And in just a moment, Robin and I will be out of the picture because it's time for Jim George. Jim is the owner of American Cable Services and Media in Motion. I'm going to pick Jim's brain a little bit on trying to help Doug get some internet in his home. There you go. There you go. Now, it's like an earthquake right now, Jim. This is old-fashioned technology right here. If you have any questions about technology, you are invited to call and ask Jim your questions. The number is 622-9622. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Good, good. I always love this part of the week. It's just you just lighten it up. You're fun. You're light. You make sense. When we talk political things, which you don't normally do on the air, but off the air we do.
But we need to, some of those news announcements that you read are very unusual.
Yes, yes.
An alligator in a tree.
Yes, I know that's hard to believe.
Right? Noisy sex. I mean, everything you guys read is like, where did this come from?
Yes, well, these are real stories.
Real life.
Not National Enquirer stories.
Man, the listeners have got to write some of this stuff down. As said on WOCA on this date.
Before we had the electronic log that we have here on the computer, we used to have a paper log that we would use. And the paper log would often say, like if the person who was scheduling everything didn't know what to put there, they would put water cooler.
Yeah.
And water cooler meant just come up with something to talk about. We have our share. We have a lot of stuff we could talk about.
Well, you had a good interview yesterday.
Which one?
The Osborne.
Yes. Osmond.
Jimmy Osmond.
Right? Osmond.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I know I almost called him Osborne a couple times, too. I almost called him Donnie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I had to really think.
But a very talented guy, like you said. Great voice, doing his best to, entertain.
But he didn't like when I complimented him and said he was better than Andy.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah,
Williams.
he thought you were, plagiarizing, platitudes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what I was doing? I just thought I was telling the truth, though.
Yep. If it is, it is.
You were telling the truth.
But that's his friend. I mean, he knows he's in love with the family, so you can understand. That's like me telling you you're better than your father. You're going to say, no, I'm not.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know your dad, but...
That was very interesting. So what's the deal with Doug?
Oh, Doug. Well, Doug moved, and so for the last several years, he's been using my Wi-Fi because it reached his home. Mm-hmm. Now he moved a block away, and my Wi-Fi doesn't reach that far anymore. Well... He has, Doug is a special needs person. I know you know this, but for the folks out there who are listening who don't know. And so he's under the care of caregivers. And he's got two really, really good caregivers. But he hasn't always had the best caregivers. Mm-hmm. And so a couple times he's had cable, and then they moved him, and they never paid his cable. So he's got an outstanding bill for Cox and an outstanding bill for Bright House, I think.
No, for Cox and CenturyLink.
CenturyLink, okay. So he's got an outstanding bill for... So they can't get... And they asked him, his caregivers, which would you rather have? Because you can only afford either TV or internet. Mm-hmm. Which one would you rather have? Well, internet is what he'd really rather have.
Okay.
In fact, if you could only have YouTube, that's all he really wants, is YouTube. I think that would satisfy him. But anyway... So neither, what's it called again? CenturyLink? CenturyLink or Cox, they said, no, until you pay the bill, we can't do anything for you. Okay. Right. So I said, well, maybe Jim has an idea. Maybe there's something else you can do. I mean, one thought that came to mind is if you're going to have an antenna on your house, you could get that TV you're talking about with the antenna.
Right. Do you happen to know exactly? I mean, can you see his house from your house?
Yes, if you stand in the street.
Okay.
On a hill with
and
a bunch
is
of trees between
300 feet away, 500 feet away, 1,000 feet away?
Wow.
I don't know.
I'd say less than 1,000.
Okay. So, yes, what Doug could do is, of course, get the outside antenna we spoke about, Ken's antenna.
Right.
That would give him TV, more channels than he could possibly want to watch. All the ABCs, NBC, everything. And that's a one-time shot between the pole and the antenna.
Right.
But now that he has the pole, he could put an outside receiver up that would be strong enough
to catch my Wi-Fi?
To probably catch your Wi-Fi.
Wow. Where do we get that from?
You get that from Best Buy, and if they don't have it, I can order one for you.
But that's a lot. There's a lot of trees and everything there.
Yeah, but it won't. It may be intermittent. The other thing is, if you right-click on the wireless logo on the bottom of your screen, you'll see everybody's wireless in the whole entire block.
Wow.
Just click on one of those. And
Okay.
It's going to ask you for a password, and if it's not password protected, you're on.
Well,
That's why we have to password protect our Wi-Fi.
Okay, so but if mine is on there, then he simply put the password in and he's got it.
He's got it.
Really? Okay, so how much does that device cost?
About $40.
Really? What's it called?
Well, it's a repeater.
A repeater. Let me write this down.
Some people call it an extender.
So how much would Doug have to spend to buy to go to the Ken's antenna in the?
I think the antenna is like $45. The mask is probably going to be another $30. So under $100, including labor to have it put up. He can probably do it himself. I mean, it's really easy, and the antenna's got a rotor on it. So
really,
all you do is aim it south as best you know.
Really?
And then $40 Doug has to spend for the repeater, so it's about $140 for him to.
And he would have it. Thereabouts.
I just typed in extender. Let me see what I get. Oh, I don't think that's the kind of extender you mean. Oh, look at these pictures. No, okay.
No. Make sure you say Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi extender. Okay.
So that Ken's antenna, he should go there. That would be the best bet.
Yeah,
as
Mary.
Opposed to going to Walmart.
Yes,
or someplace
if you
like
want,
that.
maybe what I can do
next. Oh, here it is.
Maybe next week I'll ask Ken if he'd like to come in again. He could talk about it. He's such a gentleman, he may even just go over and do Doug a favor. And
this one is plugs into the wall, and it's got two mini antennas coming up the sides of it.
Right, that's a little different. That's where you have a room in your house where your Wi-Fi doesn't reach.
Oh, okay.
And you want to extend it in your house. Now, this is an outside repeater / extender. Anyway, I can send you a link to the ones that are relatively reasonably priced.
I wonder how many other people can benefit from this. Hopefully, we're not just talking about two or one person's needs. I don't really need it, but it would be helpful for Doug.
Let's take, for instance, myself. So I have a barn that's 20 by 20, and it's approximately 80 feet away from my house.
You have a barn?
Yes.
That's cool.
So we used to have horses, so I have a barn.
Do you ever go out there?
I do, all the time.
What do you
That's
do?
his man cave.
Yeah, that's what I would
Right?
do.
Well, my wife has taken it over. It's now a dog cave.
Oh, okay.
You got to build another barn.
I want to see those dogs. Are they always there? The little puppies?
Oh, yeah, my dog's always there, yeah. We have puppies now. I'll send you a link. I'll use the video glasses. I'll do some little puppies running around the yard, and I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
But anyway, we go out there. The Wi-Fi doesn't work out there, so if I had my cell phone, and if it was on the Wi-Fi mode and not on the cell phone mode, just say I was trying to save cell time, I'm not, because I have the unlimited. But if I was out there, I couldn't do it. So if I just put an extender on my house, and it was a repeater, it would retransmit the signal, then I would get it to barn very easy. So if you just put something on your house, and he put something on his house, it's a link.
Now, you had said that the city of Ocala has internet. Can he incorporate that internet bill with his electric bill?
There again, I don't know if they have that capability in his neighborhood. They're going to be doing all of Marion County. They're just not there yet. If they did, they could hook him right up to internet, and that would be it. And then once he has internet, I could do TV to him.
So that's what we need to ask then, right?
Yeah. But also, his caregivers, they're just not thinking outside the box. If they go to Cox or CenturyLink and explain the situation, they'll get it out of the computer. The fact that it's in the computer, the customer rep people, the customer service people, they can't go beyond what it says on the screen. But like if they went to Cox and met with the general manager, and he's in Gainesville 3 days a week, and he's in Ocala 2 days a week, and just explain what's going on, he'd say, I'll wipe it out, no problem. Tell Doug to give me a call, and I'll get it done.
Wow.
All right. Good news. And it sounds like 3 pieces of really good news for Doug. All right. We're up at the break. We want your phone calls if you have a question about your technological conundrum.
or if you see anything in a tree that doesn't belong.
Jim George is here. Plus, we'll give you Jim's information on how you can contact him when he's not here. We'll be right back.
WC.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be a hot Friday with times of sun and clouds and a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, mainly away from the beaches. The high 93 to 97. Clear to partly cloudy Friday night and warm lows in the mid and upper 70s. Saturday, sunshine mixing with clouds, a thunderstorm here and there in the afternoon, the high 93 to 97. Sunday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm popping up, high again 93 to 97. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You can't put it off any longer. It's time to replace your home's AC system.
The answer is AceSolvesItAll.com and an exceptionally efficient AC system. Let the pros at Ace show you how you can save on energy monthly and give your family added comfort. The great thing is that AceSolvesItAll.com is on call 7 to 7, 7 days a week at no extra charge.
For a limited time, mention WOCA and get a special discount.
Call 877-765-4ACE or AceSolvesItAll.com.
Garden Brothers Circus is coming to Ocala.
July 9th at 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30 p.m.
Don't miss your last chance to see elephants live.
Also featuring racing camels, the human slingshot, and Chinese acrobats.
Plus, America's Got Talent duo hand balancing act, motorcycle daredevils, and the funniest clowns that'll even make mom and dad laugh.
The first 100 adult tickets sold online are only $9.95 at GardenBrosCircus.com.
Or get your tickets at the box office on show day.
At the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion.
Again, that's GardenBrosCircus.com.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installs the name brand homeowners trust. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. That's renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, Jim George is here, and he's playing with one of his gadgets. What's that, a weather radio?
That is.
The temperature was 84 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's the same one we use. Same voice.
Same voice.
There's sometimes a female voice in there, though. It's a female robot voice.
I just thought that'd be interesting because we are in the hurricane season.
Right.
Although we seem to be a nice, quiet hurricane season. Yes, I understand. And these things are very handy because they are battery operated, although it does have a place for a power supply that comes with it. You can plug it in for the 110 volts. And you can buy rechargeable batteries for them. It holds 3 AA, and they come 4-pack for about $8, but they're rechargeable, so you just use them over and over and over again. But the idea is a lot of times you want to know about the weather. Now, personally, most of us go on the internet. We go to Weather Radar. We see the moving clouds.
Yeah, right.
We see all that, and that tells us, should we start the sprinkler system or should we fertilize today? I hear when Tuesdays when you have on the egg lady, and and they call in and say, "Is this a good time to do?" All that information is right there, but of course, it's always more handier if you can just ask somebody.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, the weather radio, and a lot of times you get these free at the fire station and the counties. They give away weather radio.
Really?
Yes. I happen to have bought this one only because I've had it for about 20 years. They're so small now. This is huge compared. They're the size of a little small cell phone.
Really?
No antenna needed, anything.
Yeah, that's voice. In the emergency alert system that we have that exact same thing as a button we push, and you can hear that same voice. And
right.
It'll tell you the same thing. Those are cool. I like them.
I
you know where they came in handy? When we had storms and the electricity was out, and the internet was out. I mean, obviously, if the internet's out, vice versa. If the electricity's out, the internet's out. Anyway, so that came in really handy, that battery-powered thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, you can buy a UPS. Everybody knows, but that's an uninterruptible power supply. And if you had something plugged in that didn't draw too much current, let's say it was a radio like this, that'll last 24 hours. And there was a battery backup powering that. And
we gave them away for free. Remember years ago?
That's what I'm saying. They were free.
But, I mean, we did. We gave them away on the radio.
Yeah.
I think we paid $10 a piece and gave them away as gifts to at the beginning of hurricane season.
Right.
Well, next time you interview someone like the mayor and such, just ask them, is the city or county still giving away weather radar?
You know what? I know that the Ocala Fire Rescue gives away smoke detectors.
Smoke detectors, right.
Yeah, and CO2 detectors, right? Or CO1, carbon monoxide detectors, right?
That's it, yeah.
Is that what it is? CO1?
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
All right.
excellent.
So the weather today is bright and sunny.
Beautiful.
And hot.
You know what it doesn't tell you? It
With
doesn't
all
tell you
capital letters.
the heat index.
The heat index is hot.
The heat index. Where's my
Any
heat?
of the listeners can call in and tell you exactly what the heat. I was working yesterday, actually day before yesterday, in my cable system. I had the car running, but I had it parked in the shade with the air conditioner on. As I did a small job, I guess I was only outside the car 10 minutes. When I got back in the car, my windshield read 122 degrees in the shade. Now, once I started moving the car, it went to 111. And once I got to the next spot where I was working, it was down to 105.
And people leave dogs in cars.
I know.
And children in cars.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So no, you and make sure you stay hydrated. I think I drank so much water yesterday. I actually got one of those water poisoning things you hear about. I mean, I just drank water and water and water.
Oh my.
So I was really dehydrated yesterday, but
Really?
that's okay. Maybe I'll lose some weight during the summer. I need to lose some weight.
Not that way.
Yeah, not that way. Yeah.
When,
All right.
when you get that weather radio and that voice on there, is that hooked up to the Jacksonville Weather Service, or?
It all comes out of the Jacksonville. But there again, it's going to go through. It's going to give you the Daytona weather. It's going to give you everything for the Northeast Florida, Central Florida. It won't go as far as Orlando. I don't think it goes as far as, like, let's say Leesburg, but it tells you our area because it's this radio is literally two-way. It's talking back and forth.
Wouldn't it be fun to program that so it tells you the weather? The weather is going to be 84 degrees. Be careful of alligators and trees.
Trees, right.
That kind of thing.
That's
How
right.
come there are so many buttons on there?
Well, I haven't figured all that out. I downloaded the manual this morning just so I could figure it out. You should see the time of day is not even correct. I figured, well, if I'm going to have this and it's the seasons, I might as well turn it on and set it up and get everything working properly.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So I will set it up. Very interesting. But and they make one that even talks about the water condition, the temperature of the water. I mean, it's a different button. It talks about the water temperature, the tide, everything you wanted to know. If you're going to go boating, you take this with you, and it tells you everything you want to know.
Do you go boating?
I do not.
Wow.
I don't have a boat.
If I had a boat, I think I'd stay inland.
I think I'd stay inland.
I'd be a river or
Jaws
lake.
is out there still.
But those waves are so big.
They're huge.
I mean,
And then you got Jaws out there.
then you got Jaws.
Well, how does that affect the service that you do then when you have to go to like Ocala Palms and switch out cable and things like that? You have to know about the weather because you don't want lightning strikes and things
I know.
happening.
It's difficult. We started the job yesterday that was going to take about 4 hours. And luckily, I finished just under 4 hours. But the idea was it threatened to rain.
Oh.
And the sky was black, getting darker, and the wind was blowing. And I just hurried up. And luckily, I got it done. And it never did rain. It just passed over.
Uh-huh.
But, man's got to do what a man's got to do. You got to work, you got to work.
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Whip it out there and let's get her done.
I always think about that.
Yeah. Let's get her done.
Okay, so what else? What else we have in the gadget world?
Well, now you're going to be raising the height of your tower to get more distance for WOCA.
Yes.
And that's
I
in the
heard
works.
this.
That's in the works.
But how long will I be holding it on my shoulders?
I have no.
Well, will the tower itself be raised?
The tower itself would be raised 100 foot.
100 feet.
So it'll be 300 feet tall?
That's huge.
Yes, and the coverage would be better. So if people say, I would listen to you more, but it's, this, well, that's going to go away. You're going to have a higher height of tower. You're going to have better coverage.
Now we need a light.
You're actually doing something for
you need a light.
Asking the FCC for more power. There's a lot of things that WOC does that people.
So you know that
realize.
I don't know. You're in touch with the boss. I never see the boss. He's never here.
Well, you can go see the tower.
He's always here.
So is there special equipment on the very top of the tower then to make the signal more powerful?
I tell you what, you may want to interview Dan one day. Dan can tell you everything you want to know about WOCA inter-electronic working.
Well, this is my little line. Okay, I actually had to take a test to have a license to do this job.
Yes.
But you don't need to do that anymore. But once upon a time, you have to go to the FCC and take a test, and I took the test.
Yes.
What I remember from that test, most of what I learned in that test is not even applicable anymore.
Yes.
Because I used to have to be able to read meters and turn dials, and I don't do any of that anymore.
Change vacuum tubes.
Yes, that was part of it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do remember was the line of AM versus the line of FM. And the line of FM is straight. It's a straight line. The line of AM is a big wave.
Yes.
And so AM can literally go as far as the horizon, bouncing until the sun goes down. Then it can go all around the world.
Yes.
Theoretically. But FM is a straight line. So FM will never go all around the world. It'll just go straight line out into outer space. And the taller the antenna, the farther away the horizon, and therefore the more people you can reach.
Yeah.
With a taller. So that's good if we have that FM antenna up there too.
Yes, you'll have both. Dan can tell you at what height, this antenna versus that antenna, whether it's your AM or FM, will be placed. But Joe has been working feverishly to get better coverage for Ocala so that everybody can listen to the radio clearer. And I'm sure the advertisers would love that because that gives them a better reach.
You know who hates that though? The other stations.
Other stations.
They say, please don't let them have more power. Please don't.
Because we're so good. WOCA community
more power
station.
to the tower. Have a protest out there.
Is there a way to increase your signal from the receiving end? Can you boost the income? Like me, just as a consumer, at home with the radio, it always seems like the best thing you can do is aim that antenna like on that little weather radio you have. Is there actually a boosting thing?
Sure. You could buy an amplifier, a receiving amplifier, but basically the rule of thumb is if you double the height of your antenna, you increase the signal by 3 dB. I know it sounds technical, but what it really means is if your antenna is just sitting on your coffee table, your radio, if you were to put it on top of your bookcase, which is really doubling the height, let's say, you would gain that much more signal level. All right? And if you took it outside the house, and let's say set it on top of the house, that's how much more you would gain. So every time you double the height, that's how much you gain signal-wise. So that's why they say, for AM, FM, you just need to get outside the house because the wood and stuff, the trees, slow it down or stop it. And you need to get about 10 foot above the roof. So 2 10-foot pieces of conduit screwed together or one on top of the other and an antenna on top, and you will get stations you never knew were possible.
Because it always seems the car has a better reception than the house.
It's got an amplifier.
Oh, is that right?
And it's got more sensitivity. If you buy a new radio today, well, I take that back. Some of the newer radios may not have the sensitivity, but there's a sensitivity level on your transmitters and such. You can set that, how much sensitive it is. So a satellite receiver, in other words, that picks up signal out of the sky, likes to work at a minus 65 dB. In other words, 0 is a perfect signal, and they're 65 dB below that, and they work perfect.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
okay.
And you see how sensitive that satellite receiver is. So if you bought an FM, AM radio, and it said sensitivity 10 or sensitivity 12, if you bought a Marantz or a Pioneer, a high-end receiver, it would say sensitivity minus 50, in other words, it's going to pick up signals all over the world.
I never knew to look for that.
Wow.
Sensitivity level.
Now we know what that means. I probably have seen it and just kind of got blurry-eyed on it.
There you go.
Jim, how do we call you? What's your number?
My number is 854-9795.
Well, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Don't get dehydrated.
I got my water thanks to
Yeah.
thanks to Robin.
Yeah, there's water.
All right.
All right.
And one day I want to come over and see the puppies.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'll have my wife take the Google glasses. Not Google glasses.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. We've just gotten an official update on the ambush-style attacks on police in Dallas during a peaceful demonstration which disintegrated in decay.